Hey everybody, it's been a while. Oh, I don't look like that picture at all, actually. Yeah, I've gotten fucking older. I'm also slightly clean shaven now. Kinda like how it looks. Yeah, it's been a good long while since I've seen my face a little bit barer. Huh. Alright, I want to try some things to see whether or not we can make Armored Core 6 look fine. For both you and for me. Because it's obviously having its little issues, its little tantrums. Close all of that. We're running at a crisp 90% CPU utilization. Which isn't pretty. But my CPU is kinda shitty. There we go. Graphics. Low. Can maybe even go down here. You know, reduce it by 2 times. Of course, my visual enjoyment of the product is going to be diminished. But we're down to an 80% CPU utilization, which I think is preferable. Oh yes, I did a little bit yesterday. You're gonna have to excuse me, but it is a new game and I'm in my honeymoon period with it. I completed Chapter 1, which happens to be particularly difficult. One very simple reason. We were up to here, I believe, Operation Wall Climber. I did this, and it turns out, no, actually, I was completely fucking wrong. This mission is as easy as it seems, even though that somewhere there is a combat log that I didn't find. As well as here, which I think we will sort of do today. Just do this. There we go. I found 6 combat logs in this, and I imagine there's a 7th, at least. What is this? This is kind of a difficult mission. There's a bunch of invisible little people that try to ambush you, and my scanner range is particularly low because of the head I'm using. And I didn't bother changing, and it was a little bit difficult to scan and do my movement thing, so I didn't. Check the waypoint. This is the chapter end, and I'm so glad that I have the battle logs for it cleared completely. It is a bitch of a mission. For all intents and purposes, it has what I would consider to be the first big wall in this game. And I did the actual proper big boss in this in like 2-3 attempts, which is surprising, but I think I got a bit lucky. I also think my fit was particularly well suited for it, so I didn't eat shit as much as I thought I would. That's kind of where I am. I won't be showing you this mission again because honestly, the palpitations I had in my heart were a little bit concerning. We could do this. We could do this just to see.
621. You should be used to Rubicon by now. Time to take a break from shooting up the place.
Honestly, I'm not feeling the resolution dip too much, even though we just jumped to 100% on the CPU. It's fine. Actually, it's fine. I hope. It could be that it's just a Nuvo or whatever kicking my ass again. Making everything take longer than it should.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Search the nearby wrecks.
Okay, yeah, that's some kind of issue with the way it's reading my controller. I have to enable this. It didn't used to have to do this.
Logs recording engagements with
But this is...
Rusty.
Yeah, we're still at 100. Okay, how do I play this game again?
We've got company.
Alright, let's just quickly restart. What was that noise? We're still at 100% CPU.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Search the nearby wrecks for combat logs recording engagements with V4 Rusty. That's what we're looking for, 621. I'll analyze it on my end.
This one
This gives us more insight about V4 skills. Analyzing log.
I forgot to kind of switch out
Some
my...
more evidence on what the coral situation looks like.
Unidentified 18.
Open fire! Kill the intruder!
That makes 3 logs.
Right?
Worthless. Analyzing.
Okay.
Very interesting. This could be worth something.
There's one on the bottom here. Oh, I missed this.
AC pilot. You're no comrade of ours, are you? Wait, you killed them all!
Operation Flux Forever. Just help us up if you engage her. The mission comes before everything else.
Shameless corporate dog! Go! Leave Rubicon alone! You're a coral warrior, just like the other.
Okay, this is...
And I will not
50%. AP at
Come on.
30%.
I'm sorry, Arshil. I couldn't keep my promise.
Confirmed. Enemy AC destroyed.
I will read these later.
Nothing we can sell here.
Left shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Selling logs.
I'm pretty sure that's all of them.
This is useful. We've got visuals on V4's AC assembly.
One repair kit remaining.
So that's the one I missed. And the fight obviously is some signifier of that.
Wrap it up. Arquebus's main force will be here any minute now. We've got enough logs to satisfy the request. That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
Frame rate is not brilliant, but it's better. The Deserter communication attempt, Rusty's encoded comms log. That's a thing I didn't have before. And there's the log hunt thing. Okay, that's pretty good. Uh-huh. Let's check. Yep. I did this again, obviously, because I have a rank, and I don't know where the second one is. So, first of all, let me work on my design shit a little bit. As you can see, this is aptly named. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, guess we might have another robot. Right. These are just the regular missile launchers. I kind of want to have regular missile launchers. The vertical ones I don't like as much. Maybe I want to have those sidewindy ones. Look at that sword in comparison. The charged move is now on the double tap, which I kind of like more. It's so hard to move away from the regular rifle. It's like not a objectively good gun, but I'd love to just get another rifle that is good. Let's see about back units. That's not bad looking. That is bad looking. $140 something for that. Of course, the grenade cannon is aspirational in a sense. Let's shove it on. The one thing I haven't had to worry about at all during the God knows how many hours I've put into this, probably like 10 already, is I haven't had to change shit for weight. I haven't had to think of a generator. I haven't had to think about cooling, load, like nothing. All I have to think about is like maybe something affects my speed a little bit, and it's kind of it. Okay, we're gonna do Operation Wall Climber again. You know what, I'll actually do something else. We'll do this. Just move on to this officially. And say, you know what, sure. And replay. Not that one, this one. I have no clue where it could be. I tried scanning too, just to see the, you know, maybe there's a little bit somewhere. Like in a container or, I don't know. Because it's supposed to scan for items around you.
Commence mission. We'll start by clearing the way for Arquebus. Take out the Gatling cannons protecting the city, and the Baus Tetrapod MT further in. There's heavy fire coming from up top. 621. Keep an eye out for cover.
Just gonna look around the bands of it. Shit.
You'll never climb the wall, corporation dog! Coral!
Yeah, I have already eaten too much shit for that to be a good chance of finishing. Not that there's any penalty or anything, it's just... Can't stand that.
Main system, activating combat mode.
Commence mission. We'll start by clearing the way for Arquebus. Take out the Gatling cannons protecting the city, and the Baus Tetrapod MT further in. There's heavy fire coming from up top. 621. Keep an eye out for cover.
You'll never climb the wall, corporation dog! Coral! Abide with Rubicon!
Yeah, it's still just chopping the fuck up. Why? Why so demanding? I'm already on low. Everything's turned off. Resolution 720p. Why are you using 80% of my CPU? Maybe it's something in here. Some dude somewhere. It being on D-pad down is also kind of a joke. I'm getting a soft 24 frames per second for like no reason every once in a while. Fucking great. I love how changing this game settings does nothing. Again, for me, it's running smooth as fucking butter.
see. Archivists. They're marking us.
What was that? Alright, I'm just ignoring my targets. There's a bunch of dudes there. I see you. Access. Oh, this must be it. G4's last word. Quiet combat log. See? It's different. Right? That's that. Like a wall there, but could there? You can. Is that the boss? Is that why I'm getting shot from up there? Because I can't get up there, that's for sure. I think so. Yeah, that door is closed. Okay. Let's see if these guys have spawned in again. Or if I don't get to see anything. Because that used to be a thing.
Gatling cannons destroyed. The friendly MT squad will take care of the city. You take care of the Mouse Tetrapod MT-621.
Okay. Destroy the MTs. It's getting flung. The guy isn't shooting me anymore. It's like the only guy left, right? Okay, that's much better.
Tetrapod MT eliminated. That significantly reduces the threat in the city.
Usually I don't do that as good.
Access the bulkhead and break into the wall.
It's like a bunch of wrecks here usually. Didn't seem to find them. Maybe that's what I'm messing up. Right? This fucking thing. Right.
Right-hand ammunition at 50%.
Okay. It's of no interest. It's that fucking guy. Just keep shooting at me. Without me being able to shoot back. That's unfair. Okay, let's just hope that that's it.
You're inside the wall. Be prepared for close quarters combat. Do you read me? This is V4 Rusty. You're fast. Guess you're sharper than they'd say. I'll have to step up my own game. A numbered Vesper is an elite. But remember, even Balaam couldn't crack the wall. Don't count on him too much.
No repair kits remaining.
It's fine.
Enemy attack!
I've done more with less.
We're taking too much fire!
Right? No extra stuff here.
There should be a lift nearby. The target is close.
I've checked around here profusely, so I doubt there's anything. I'm talking kind of in the past tense. Deja vu and all that.
I've dispatched a supply Sherpa. Make sure you resupply.
By which he means is this thing, which I didn't see the first time we were here. Just a bunch of shit that you put on yourself.
You must be Raven. One of the infamous handler Walter's hounds. Interesting. You ready to climb the wall? That's the Juggernaut, a heavy mobile cannon. I wouldn't recommend taking it head on. It won't be able to keep up with steel hands. I'll distract it while you hit its blind spot. Watch out, it's coming.
Can I shoot Therese, the robot? Sure. I don't think I'll swear too much.
That's the stuff. Walter knows how to pick 'em. This is B4. Understood. Raven, I just got an update from Snail in command. We've got enemy reinforcements incoming. If I don't intercept them, we're both toast. I hate to leave you like this.
Oh no,
You'll have to
I'm
finish
falling.
without me. He's gone. So much for our decoy.
God, I've got some good air on this, huh?
Two repair
God, my
kits
hands are
remaining.
cramping up. Ugh.
AP at 50%.
Thank you for mentioning it. Why am I struggling against this guy so much? This never used to happen.
Right shoulder ammunition at 50%.
success.
Camera. There he is.
That pilot, Rusty, it seems he knew who you really are. It won't matter. I've taken that contingency into account.
Such a nice noise. I love sci-fi noises. They make me happy. Choo. What is that? Detonating bazooka. GVLN, Javelin, Alpha. Be cool. Big explodey gun. For me? Why, thank you. And that kind of looks like I might be able to... Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. It's like a cluster flak cannon thing. I mean, has a notably high direct hit damage. That is so, 220. Let's, yeah, this is a thing. Just punch them really hard. I don't have any chips. Let's do test. And see if I like those weapons more. Where is it? Javelin. Okay, you still have to stop for those. Let me actually put on a new pair of legs and try this. You can kind of just do that. To get back up to speed immediately. That is tech. But can I do that with the old legs too? That might be a compelling case. Oh, I can. Huh. Let's actually try it against an enemy. It's kind of actually hard to... They dodge really well. And they know they're in danger. I can kind of shoot it in the air. Oh, that is such a good combination. you get the stun on them, and because it does enhanced stun damage, you hit him with that.
AP at 50%. 2 repair kits remaining.
Alright, yeah. I'm probably not gonna stick with it, but it is an option I enjoy quite quite so. I don't know why I said quite. I couldn't option select out of it. View mode. Oh, this is a thing that exists? Oh, that's beautiful. You can see my cheesecake. It's fantastic. Let's go, buy the other grenade launcher. Not the grenade launcher, the missile salvo thing. It's the shields and the bucklers. I do want to try the songbirds. The songbirds look fun. Just buy one. Why not? Treat yourself. Alright. So let's say I bought it all on the left. That's fine. Phew. Beautiful. Tetrapod empty. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that is a good weapon, I think. And it does so much stagger damage. Not only does it do a lot of stagger damage, it just melts them. That is fantastic. Actually try it. I have some new arena matches that I can do. Let's actually put this to the test and see if it's actually a good weapon. Nozak, an independent mercenary who snuck onto Rubicon hoping to get rich quick. Taking adventure of the chaos brought about by the extraplanetary corporation's forays. It's a extraplanetary corporation's forays. It's way too many syllables. It's fucking Stupid. Under Nozak's economic theory, the funds of others are but extensions of his own resources. I wish I could be so gloriously incandescent. And thus, he continues to take on debts with no intention of repayment, as in his eyes the money was his anyway. That does give the benefit of allowing him to buy the latest in corporate technology as soon as it hits the market. Considers the power of his AC and assets to its credit score. Alright. Let's see what he does. The arena is actually really nice in this. I don't know if I did some of it yesterday. It is very much harder than previously. Not that arena didn't have its ups and downs.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program number 26, entering rank E. Subject AC, Bitter Promise. Call sign,
Bitter
Ozark.
Promise. Got some energy weapons.
Commencing evaluation.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, that is beautiful. Such a good
Target
combination.
destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Songbirds, man. I could imagine myself having 2 of those. 25 seconds is how long he lasted. Some girls would consider that an offense. It's not a bad emblem, though. You actually get to, like, stock all of those different assemblies, I think. AC design, AC data. Yeah, there you go. You get to make all of these if you like what they're doing. V6 Mate-to-Link. 6th squad member of the Vespers, the Arquebus Group's augmented human squad. Mate-to-Link is a product of Generation 8, which was held to have advanced the process to the point of rendering all previous generations obsolete, bringing about a new age of augmentation. Unfailingly loyal to Arquebus, he has a reliable track record on the field, and her conduct during missions has established her as a risk-averse problem solver. Risk-averse problem solver. Let's see if she staggers like everyone else.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program.
Oh, in this
number
arena?
25, rank E.
Got dual plasma things, bunch of energy
Subject
weapons.
AC, infection. Call sign, V6, Materlink.
Materlink, not Mutterlink.
Commencing evaluation.
Went a bit old German on that.
Main system activating combat mode. AP at 30%.
Oh, that was a fatal mistake. Hitting the ground there. Was so close to her. That was a bit tougher, just because of the, I don't know, I guess dodges that were happening.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, that's my old stuff I did.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
There we go.
Target destroyed.
Went much smoother.
Concluding evaluation. Well done.
But just the fact that I can get the initial pot shot in, like the original, like, 3 games, we're back. We're so back. That wasn't a bad fit. I will admit. That gave me trouble. Maybe just for my sort of configuration, but that definitely felt really nice. Little you. Is that you? Okay, I'm considering putting in one of these. Can I get a video of this? No, not really. By the looks of it. Pulse armor creates a pulse barrier that trails the AC, dramatically increasing defense performance until it exceeds its durability or time limit. That trails me. Allows it to be installed. Creates a pulse barrier that is in a fixed position, providing cover from enemy units. No, that's like a sphere, so I don't want that. It's a pulse explosion centered on the AC, cancelling out incoming enemy fire and creating a damaging area of effect shockwave. And this is the suicide bomb thing, which I think I have no use for. Oh, and I have to install it, right? Yeah. And now we can have a video of it. Yeah, it's pretty much what I want. But from what I noticed, it did increase the stagger bar tremendously. It almost maxed it out. Or maybe that's not a stagger bar. It just uses the same bar. We'll have to see. arena. A warrior of the Rubicon Liberation Front as an infant, Ziyu was taken to Rubicon by her parents, who, tempted by the promise of riches for coral mining, sought to make an illegal entry into the planet. Only Ziyu survived the crash landing. She came under the guardianship of Uncle Flatwell of the Rubicon Liberation Front, and the core of an AC was the young orphan's cradle. She grew up to become a coral warrior. Ugh. 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 And was raised by my big robot.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 24, rank E. Subject AC, UAU, call sign, Little Ziyi.
T.
Commencing evaluation.
Main system activating.
I can take the
combat
pot
mode.
shot. When it has those little flame
Target
finger
destroyed.
things, did you see?
Concluding evaluation. Well done.
I have to remember to use my core expansion slot. Chips. And a fishy little emblem. V7 Swinburne, 7th Squad leader of the Vespers. The Arquebus Group Augmented Human Squad, the product of Generation 7, the first to receive experimental augmentation using coral substitution technology. Granted enhanced aptitude as a pilot without the usual complications, but with no obvious indication of either efficiency or of efficacy or potential side effects. Swinburne's fears and doubts turned into an overpowering paranoia. That final jewel to crown his arduous personality. Oh, look at that big word. Arduous personality. And I think that's the clever way of saying you're not going to stun this guy really easy. He's got a lot of
Arena
aptitude.
Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 23, rank E. Final evaluation.
We're doing this in the purely digital?
Subject AC, guidance. Call sign, V7 Swinburne.
This is like my favorite track so far.
Main system activating combat mode.
He's got some kind of smaller weapon. What is it? Whoa, 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 whoa. Electrical discharge? He's got little, like, punchy dagger
Target
things.
destroyed. This concludes E rank evaluation. Well done.
Huh? I want that. I want little punchy dagger fists. That make me a nuisance to everyone else. That's cool. When do I get to have fun?
Incoming comms.
Congratulations. You have surpassed rank E. We are glad to oversee your development as a mercenary. All Mind exists for all mercenaries.
Dum, dum. Alright, we have 4. Can use on upgrades. This is an additional charge. Kinetical fuse. I feel like I'm using a lot of explosive weaponry, so maybe that's a good option. Maybe just take damage mitigation. Manual aiming. Manual reticle control. I wonder what that does. Maybe it's, instead of locking on, you get to, like, lead your shots and things like that. Which, I guess if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, might be very useful for certain things. Just reset. So. Direct hit. Speed. I want my explosive damage higher. I want damage mitigation. I want pulse armor. Is kinetic doing much for me? Really? Just focus on rockets and explosives. The system unlocks thing isn't really appealing to me. This feels more focused on melee builds. Weapon baser for... I guess this is more of the classical sort of configuration where you switch an arm weapon instead of just having a shoulder and an arm weapon. Only fire one thing at a time. I've heard that some people are like fully unlocking all of the operating system upgrades. It's a gross oversimplification of the usual menu. Any new arms that present any sort of interest? I like these for aesthetic purposes. The obvious kind of Shogun-esque pauldrons. Look at those. Those are beautiful. Those legs would be overburdened. Interesting. That's the first time that's ever shown up. Huh. Look at that. Sword boost EN consumption. Most efficient assault boost. Sort of West thrust. But I like thrust. This is focused on... Even though it's not necessarily worse. It's just that the medium range on it is slightly inferior, while the close range is better and the long range isn't as good. That might actually not be terrible. Yes. Let's buy it. It'll have its uses, no doubt. Gotta save up a bit of money for the songbird, because I want to have it be available on the other shoulder. So far, we are done with collecting the optional battle logs, which is good. You can see how that's like a little daughter board on top of that. I was kind of curious how they would justify the do you want a medium range assist? Like, I'm torn between these two. They feel so much nicer. Okay, next mission. Infiltrate grid 86 and reach the center. Extra reward based on number of enemies destroyed. So clean up house. Is what that means?
Here's the request from Balin Industries. They want you to carry out an advanced survey of the central ice field. To confirm the information Walter brought to them about the coral convergence. As for how to cross the Alian Ocean, this is the intercontinental cargo launcher installed on the upper level of grid 086.
Intercontinental cargo launcher.
You can use it to launch your AC to the ice field.
Oh, yeah.
Grid 086 is occupied by the Dozers, outlaws who treat coral like a drug. It's also the territory of a belligerent group of arms dealers who call themselves RAD. Be prepared for a perilous journey.
My original
I'll be
fittings
here to
were
support you, Raven.
manufactured by them.
Let me handle getting us into the grid. I'm fairly adept at analyzing systems, and manipulating them too.
So you're saying you're manipulative? There's no way that could end badly in any sort of way. Not in my Armored Core game.
Commencing infiltration to grid 086. Creating backdoor into system.
Deactivating lock on vertical catapult. Connecting steam cylinders. Launching.
Oh yeah.
Alright, Raven. Let's get to work, shall we?
Yeah, let's. Such a nice angle too.
Main system activating combat mode.
I've sent you the marker data. Let's head toward the elevator going to the upper level.
Ooh, I got hit a little bit too much. Now this feels like there's gonna be someone.
You think you could just waltz straight in here? Hope you're watching, boss. Leave it to Invincible Rummy to show our guest a good time.
Arena registration point. AC identified as Mount Steve. Alright, gate locked.
You're no ordinary tourist. No. Mad stuff!
Hostile AC destroyed.
Looks like you're having fun, tourist.
I am.
You know, RAD loves a good welcome party. Come on in, and let's get acquainted.
How courteous. Let's take her up on the offer, Raven. I've gathered data on the woman from that broadcast. That was Carla, leader of RAD, the formidable Dozer faction. She joined them 3 years ago, bringing with her a crew of junk lizards and hackers. Within half a year, she seized total control and greatly expanded their operations.
Oh, this looks like the perfect place to hide something. Surely. Oh, I see you. There's like several ways of approaching this too. He's just jumping at me. Oh, you got saved by just some random contrivance. Yeah. I heard you. Interesting how this is opened up. People down there. This is that mission they did in one of those demos. I remember. There's bound to be something hidden in this mission. There's just no way. This fantastic. We could just hide anything anywhere at any point. I would believe it.
Kept us waiting, tourist. Told you we love a good party. Well, you're no slouch, are you?
2 repair kits remaining.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you see that? That's it. Whatever that is, I need it.
help these days, can you? Would have been cheaper to just hire you instead.
AP at 50%. One repair kit remaining.
Let's hope it loops back around, but at least I know where I am.
Picking up multiple MTs. Tread carefully.
Right-hand ammunition at 50%.
Barely got your fireworks.
Left shoulder ammunition at 30%.
Interesting. Seems our turret gets cut above the rest.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%. AP at 50%. Left shoulder ammunition at 10%.
All right, tourist. That's enough. You've made your point. I surrender. It's just not worth the losses. Come on, I'll let you through. Up along now.
I don't trust you.
Let's see what she has up her sleeve. Shall we, Raven?
I'm waiting for the ambush. Supply? Alright. So this is gonna be a fight. No doubt about it.
You're not afraid of anything, are you? I like that in a tourist.
Oh shit.
Too bad that this is goodbye.
So we must try. Those are certainly living up to their reputation. There's something between this solution and the equipped one. Those grinder arms can easily destroy any sea. Be careful.
Oh. Whew. There we go.
Enemy systems offline. Complete shutdown confirmed.
Enough, tourist. It's been miserable knowing you, but I guess playing nice is a smart choice here. You want to go up top, right? Let me show you the way. Guided tour from Cinder Carla herself.
And that's it. Mission complete. So there is some way of getting to that chest earlier. Just need to figure it out. Still made a profit. Quite a hefty one too.
No new messages.
Raven, we've received a job from RAD's leader, Carla. This could just be another one of her traps. But after the impression you left on her last time, I think it's unlikely. Let's take a look at the briefing.
I think the versatility of my fit really helped out with that one. Yeah, and obviously there it is. Oh, it's good. It's good. Game is fun to play. These are going to be interesting. I imagine that's where a lot of the juicy stuff is going to end up being in. Surprisingly, no new parts after that. It was a pretty big boss fight with a pretty big level. So nice. Ugh. feel like adding a new element. Let's see what's cool. High voltage? You can't really see what those mean, huh? Let me get closer to my screen then. Nope. That's not a chance. How do I toggle mask? Something like that, yeah. And I forgot the official forklift certification sticker. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Don't want it that front and center. can barely see any of this. Just that little bit of red is so nice. I'm gonna have to think of some decal that I like to put a little red on top. Not tribal tattoo red, that's for certain. Images in use. Just take a little beauty shot, post it on the internet, you know. Oh yeah, because they unequipped it, that's why. I have the charge, but not the thing equipped. Because I reset my data. Change data name. Cheesecake XV. Because it's the 15th game. It is so funny that you could not make half of these fits. Like the only one. And half of them are using Milanda. Just the DLC stuff. God, this music is so pleasant. I love this kind of, just to put it, ambient, slightly guitar-y thing. Fantastic. You know what? I feel like I'm kind of gonna pace myself. I will no doubt boot this up again in like 2 minutes, and and regret saying this, but let's get out of here.